But what I want is a really smart wife who I can, partner with to build an empire. I want to consult with her, be like, hey, babe, what do you think about these things? And then ultimately the final decision, if her and I differ, I expect her to defer to me.
And that's why family matters. That's why I said it's kind of like a father or either mother relationship, because I would hope my parents, we would have conversations, but at the end of the day, what they said goes because they're putting a roof over my head.
Exactly.
So that's why I used that example earlier.
You said your mom didn't always submit to your dad when you were growing up, and you noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing when I was growing up. Like there were, especially around financial stuff, my mom would make these like super risky financial moves that could have paid off big, and my dad would be like, babe, like pump the brakes, and she'd be like, no. And she would go through on them, and we fucking got burned so hard in 2008. And that was an example when my mom should have submitted to my dad, but she didn't.
See, I totally get that, because like my household, my dad was my only sole provider since 2007. My mom hasn't worked, and my parents aren't together. They're only together to raise me, and she was supposed to leave out of the house in 2018, but hasn't yet. So I've seen being raised in a household where two people who weren't in love, and even though my dad was bringing home all the money, paying all the bills, and my mom was still trying to control everything, I understand how that doesn't work and why that dynamic needs to be changed. But I also understand why you need to have such a good open communication from the beginning, because it was regardless